It is a testament to Ayrton Senna's lasting impact on Formula One that the 20th anniversary of his death will be observed this week with 5 days of commemorations at the Imola track where he had his fatal accident. Current and past F1 drivers, mechanics, racing officials and fans will pay their respects to Senna and Austrian driver Roland Ratzenberger, who also died at the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix. When I was a kid, I had all the books, all the videos. Senna was the driver I looked up to way before I even started racing, Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton said shortly before winning the Chinese Grand Prix 8 days ago. He kind of inspired me to even be a driver. He won 3 Formula One titles in 1988, 1990, and 91, all with McLaren. He moved to the Williams team for his tragic 1994 season. Despite his career being cut short when he was 34, his 41 wins stand third all-time behind Michael Schumacher's 91 and rival Alain Prost's 51. Beyond the numbers, Senna attracted legions of followers for his humbleness and strong Catholic faith. He was loved to an unbelievable degree, said Mauro Forgieri, a former car designer for Ferrari and other F1 teams, who was called on as an expert witness in the court trial following Senna's death. The Brazilian government declared 3 days of national mourning for Senna, and an estimated 3 million people lined the streets as his coffin was driven into his hometown of São Paulo. It's one of those things, couple of events in your life that happen where you exactly remember where you've been, what you've done, said 4-time defending F1 champion Sebastian Vettel, who was 6 when Senna died. I remember that I was watching television with my father, and obviously as a child you don't really understand what's going on. But just by the reaction of my father, I obviously got to understand that it was very serious and a big loss for Formula One. I think only later on, and probably the last couple of years, I managed to understand how big the loss was for the sport because I got to work with people that used to know him and work with him, Vettel added. He was the reason why my father decided to follow Formula One. For anyone watching, the 1994 San Marino GP was truly a disaster. Senna died after crashing into a concrete wall at about 300 km/h. Another high-speed crash in qualifying the day before killed Ratzenberger, a rookie. 2 days earlier, the car of Rubens Barrichello went airborne, crashed against the barriers and flipped. The young Brazilian sustained a concussion and amnesia and called his survival a miracle. Senna had been shocked by Ratzenberger's death and refused to complete qualifying. On race day, shortly after the race restarted following 5 laps at slow speed behind the pace car after another crash that injured 4 spectators, Senna's Williams Renault car went straight through the Tamburello turn, a spot with a history of bad accidents. Senna was transported to a hospital in nearby Bologna and was declared dead 4 hours later. After a memorial mass on pit lane at the Imola track on Wednesday, Forgieri and others will discuss the evolution of safety in F1 at a symposium on Thursday, the exact anniversary of Senna's death on May 1, 1994. There will also be a memorial football match in Imola, a charity dinner, kart races, and other activities. The San Marino GP was last run in 2006 before F1 expanded into new markets in Asia and the Middle East, but memories of Senna live on an area of Italy that is known as the cradle of auto racing.